Good morning. Let me share something with you real quick. Back in 2000, towards the end of 2016, maybe the beginning of 2017, my husband and I was presented with the opportunity to move to St. Thomas. It came from out of nowhere, and it was almost like we didn't have but maybe a few days to make the decision. So there was so many things going through our head at the time. And I went into prayer, and I actually fasted for 40 days. And this is crazy because I fasted from negative thoughts, because the first thing that the devil wants to do is try to tell you that this is a crazy move. So I fasted from negative thoughts. Every time something would try to enter my mind negatively, I would write it down, and I would find a scripture to counteract that negative thought. And I'm telling you this because God is calling some of you to some great things in your life, but you get that thought in your head saying, well, what if this don't happen? What if God doesn't show up? What if all of this is just my imagination? Let me tell you something. God is a God of progression. He wants his children to progress. He doesn't want us staying in one spot. He needs us to move higher so that we can help others to come up as well. And sometimes the first thing that happens is that negative thought comes along. What if this fails? Or what if this fails again? Let me tell you something. When my husband and I decided to make this trip to St. Thomas Virgin Islands, and we had to leave everything behind, even our families, God called us here. But one thing we had to make up in our mind, more than anything else, whether this trip failed or not, one thing that we had to stand on was that we trusted God. We sat together and we said, we don't care if everything here fails. We trust you, Lord, because we know that everything, even the part that doesn't work out well, will work for our good, because that's what your word says. See, sometimes you gotta go out and just do it, trusting God, even when you don't see the results that you want. There's one thing about God. If you head in the wrong direction, he will turn you around. He will not continue to let you go in that direction if it's not the right direction. But you have to surrender and submit yourself to the trust of God. You have to submit yourself to the faithfulness of God. That's the only way that you're going to be able to progress. Because everything is not going to be perfect when you get out here and do things. Things are going to fail. It's going to look like it's not happening. It's not coming together. But I want to tell you, because I've walked this journey before you, that even when things are not looking like they're coming together, God is walking behind you, sewing up the holes, filling in the gaps, moving before you, making that road straight. You just keep trusting. That is what you tell your feet. We're just going to trust God and move. So I pray that this helps you today, because some of you are ready to move, but you got that little voice of Satan in your ear. Or maybe it's coming from you. What if this doesn't work? Replace that with, I know you're working for me, Lord. I'm going to trust you on this one, no matter how it looks. Y'all be blessed, and we're praying for you.